Hello from the lookout. Hello, I hope you're having a good day. It's a good afternoon here. Cloud or two on the horizon. It might rain. All is well. I pray that all is well with you as well. All is well with you as well. I don't know if that works, but anyway, God bless you. This is God's word for today from the lookout to the holler. I can already tell I'm going to have trouble with my words today. All right. Thanks in advance for your patience. Okay. Luke 9:28-43, and then Mark 9:21-29 from the New Living Translation. About 8 days later, Jesus took Peter, John, and James up on a mountain to pray. And as he was praying, the appearance of his face was transformed, and his clothes became dazzling white. Suddenly, two men, Moses and Elijah, appeared and began talking with Jesus. They were glorious to see, and they were speaking about his exodus from this world, which was about to be fulfilled in Jerusalem. Peter and the others had fallen asleep. When they woke up, they saw Jesus' glory and the two men standing with him. As Moses and Elijah were starting to leave, Peter, not even knowing what he was saying, blurted out, "Master, it's wonderful for us to be here. Let us make 3 shelters as memorials, one for you and one for Moses and one for Elijah." But even as he was saying this, a cloud overshadowed them, and terror gripped them as the cloud covered them. Then a voice from the cloud said, "This is my son, my chosen one. Listen to him." I can imagine it being God's voice being about 2 or 3 octaves lower, with a rumble. Okay, I just can't talk that way. All right. When the voice finished, Jesus was there alone. They didn't tell anyone what they had seen. The next day, after they had come down the mountain, a large crowd met Jesus. A man in the crowd called out to him, "Teacher, I beg you to look at my son, my only child. An evil spirit keeps seizing him, making him scream. It throws him into convulsions so that he foams at the mouth. It batters him and hardly ever leaves him alone. I begged your disciples to cast out the spirit, but they couldn't do it." Jesus said, "You faithless and corrupt people, how long must I be with you and put up with you?" Then he said, "Bring your son here." As the boy came forward, the demon knocked him down to the ground and threw him into a violent convulsion. But Jesus rebuked the evil spirit and healed the boy. Then he gave him back to his father. Awe gripped the people as they saw this majestic display of God's power. Now, Mark 9:21-29, a little bit of a different version. Jesus says, "How long has this been happening?" And the father replied, "Since he was a little boy. The spirit often throws him into the fire or into water, trying to kill him. Have mercy on us and help us if you can." "What do you mean, if I can?" Jesus asked. "Anything is possible if a person believes." The father instantly cried out, "I do believe, but help me overcome my unbelief." When Jesus saw that the crowd of onlookers was growing, he rebuked the evil spirit. "Listen, you spirit that makes this boy unable to hear and speak," he said. "I command you to come out of this child and never enter him again." Then the spirit screamed and threw the boy into another violent convulsion and left him. The boy appeared to be dead. A murmur ran through the crowd as people said, "He's dead." But Jesus took him by the hand and helped him to his feet, and he stood up. Afterward, when Jesus was alone in the house with his disciples, they asked him, "Why couldn't we cast out that evil spirit?" Jesus replied, This kind can only be cast out by prayer, and then some other versions say, and fasting. All right. From the mountaintop with God's glorious presence to the valley of failure. Peter, James, and John witnessed something beyond amazing. They see Jesus glorified. They see Moses and Elijah. They see the cloud and hear the very voice of God. This is a mountaintop adventure like no other. Three imperfect humans being given a glimpse into the eternal. I would love to have listened in on their conversation with Jesus as they came down the mountain. And then they were off the mountain. How many of us wish that Jesus would keep us up on the mountaintop? It's so glorious. But none of us lives there. We live in the valleys. On the Appalachian Trail, there's a term for sections of the trail, the green tunnel. And then another term, PUDs. I'll explain. I'm sure the green tunnel is okay for a while, even enchanting as they walk through. You know, there's just trees everywhere, and the trail just goes through the trees. So I'm sure that it's great for a while, but after a while, they would have a desire, they would get desperate for a view of something beside the green tunnel. And then there are the PUDs, pointless ups and downs. Hiking down and up and down and up. Pointless ups and downs. Pointless. But they must go through both the green tunnel and the PUDs to hike the trail. Jesus comes down off of the mountain to a desperate father, wanting his son to be delivered. They're off the mountaintop. They're back in the tunnel. They're back in the valley of normal living. All right, and here's this father. Talk about a jaw-dropping drop off of the mountaintop. His fears, his frustration, I told you I was going to have trouble. He's frustrated with his disciples' lack of faith. And then their failure has even affected the dad. Help us if you can. What do you mean, if I can? Anything is possible if you believe. A message to the dad and to his followers. And the most honest answer ever. I do believe, but help me overcome my unbelief. What question, what problem, what situation have you started to wonder about? Of course, we dress it up with faith talk. Well, if it's God's will. If I believe enough. Well, if I'm living right. How many others? How many others do we come up with? Perhaps when faced with the impossible, it would be better to say, Lord, I believe. Please help my unbelief. Lord, I know that with you, anything is possible. I just know my own lack. I've experienced too much of what I am unable to accomplish. Lord, I believe in you. Please help me to overcome my self-doubts and place all faith in you. And I choose to give you all glory and honor as I watch you work. Here's the deal. We know that Jesus can do anything. I know that, and you know that. I know that. I know that Jesus could heal anyone. I know that Jesus could take care of any situation. I'm just too aware of my lack of ability, my lack of being able to make this happen. And so I truthfully need to come to Jesus and say, Jesus, I really believe. I know I know that this is beyond you. This is beyond me, but it's not beyond you. It's beneath you. It's easy. My problem is easy for you. Help my unbelief. And then trust Jesus. And there are times when he will move heaven and earth for me or for a loved one. He will do it, and we will stand back in amazement. And then there are other times when he changes us and he helps us in the midst of the difficulty. Does that mean he's not able to do whatever it is we're praying for? No, not at all. But he's God, and I'm not. And so he gets to choose. And so, Jesus, I believe, I know you can do anything. Help my unbelief. God bless you.